Hi, here at SE Rural Health, and today we're going to talk about increasing your dietary fibre so that we can have better gut health. Thanks, Joe. Sorry. All right, so basically, we're going to look at different types of fibre, some examples of fibre-rich foods, and just to show you a little bit about how you can improve your gut. Yeah. All right, so dietary fibre is an edible part of plants, but we don't digest it, so it goes through into the large bowel where it's broken down by bacteria. So bacteria is food. And this process is very important because obviously it allows us to have decent bowel motion. Thanks, Joe. All right. So fibre does a number of different things in our body. So not only does it help us with healthy bowel motions, it can help with heart health by lowering cholesterol. It can also help with diabetes. It can regulate our blood sugars as well. It's great for weight management as well because it can slow down our digestion and keep us fuller for longer. And high fibre foods are often lower in calories, so we can reduce how many calories we do intake throughout a day. And like I said, it can regulate your blood sugar and cholesterol. So we're going to talk about a few different types. So soluble fibre is one that dissolves in water, basically on its name, and it creates a gel-like substance in our bowels. So it kind of gels everything together and makes it nice and soft. And it will help slow that food movement through the large bowel. Whereas then we've got insoluble fibre, and I think this is the one that most people know about. And this is the one that it adds bulk to your stools, so it's not dissolvable, and it will help move those stools through your bowel. So it really helps with constipation. Well, they both do, but this one, gives you that bulk to get it through. So soluble fibre will provide constipation relief in that it will soften the stool, and it can help with diarrhoea as well. I utilise this a lot for people with chronic diarrhoea because it will slow things down and it will thicken up the stool a little bit. So soluble fibre sources, there's a hell of a lot in our fruits, in our grains like oats, our legumes, lots of our vegetables. So more the inner part of the vegetable, not the peel so much. And then you can also take psyllium husk, which is something like a metamucil or a benefiber. Sources of insoluble fibre are the skin and the seeds of fruits and vegetables, our whole grains, okay, so like whole grain rice, like brown rice, breads, pastas, quinoa, etc., our nuts and seeds, and wheat and musgrain. And then we've also got resistant starch as well, which is that next? Yeah, so resistant starch is found in our cooked, then cooled foods. So things like potato salads, rice salads, they form a resistant starch, so they are a different type of fibre there. Unripe bananas are another really good one, as are legumes and oats. Okay, so here we come to the fun part, the chocolate representation of poop. So it's a really good idea to look in the toilet bowl every now and then, just to check what your poop's doing. I also would recommend you don't ignore the urge to go to the toilet because that can lead to constipation. And there is a position when you're toileting that's best. So basically having your knees up but slightly higher than the hips and leaning slightly forward as well. And if we have a look at these, this is the Bristol stool chart. So we've got type 1 through to type 7, okay? Now, type 4, which is represented there by a boost chocolate, is nice and smooth like a sausage, all right? That's our what we would call normal stool. Anywhere above in type 1, 2 and 3 are more on the constipated side, obviously type 1 is the worst. And then we start to get down where it's a little bit loose, closer to the diarrhoea, which is a type 7. Okay. Yeah. All right, so how do we increase our fibre? So we are recommended by the Australian Dietary Guidelines to eat at least 2 pieces of fruit per day. Now, it includes fresh or frozen, or your canned fruits that are in natural juice. So a serving size is equal to a medium-sized piece, something like an apple, an orange, or a banana, or a cup of canned or diced fruit, or 2 small pieces. So, for example, 2 kiwi fruits would be 1 serve. We can add whole grains to our diet. Now, when we do choose breads and wraps and stuff, you want wholemeal multigrain, not just multigrain, okay? Because that's going to make sure you get the adequate and a much larger amount of fibre. Adding brown rice or quinoa, maybe like to a salad, for example, to bump up the fibre. And you can use higher fibre flours that are available as well. And swapping the processed grains. Okay, so getting rid of things like cakes and pies and biscuits and cakes, and choosing more like whole fibre, high fibre crackers, high fibre biscuits and more fruits and vegetables instead. Physical activity will also help, all right? It helps with overall health and wellbeing in many ways, but it will also help move the digestion through. And it stimulates gut motility, so you will have less likelihood of constipation as well. Now, when we increase our fibre, you do want to do it slowly, because if we do it all at once, we are going to get a lot of gas and bloating, all right, and cramping and stuff. So always recommend it as a gradual step up, and it's important to stay hydrated and make sure you're getting at least 8 to 10 glasses of water. When we have our vegetables, we need at least 5 serves of veggies, and this is a big step that a lot of people don't necessarily get. So a serve is equal to a cup of raw vegetables or half a cup of cooked, all right, and we need at least 5 of those a day. Choosing high fibre cereals, nuts and seeds, legumes, lentils, like we mentioned earlier, really important, and making sure that you go to the toilet when you need to. So it's recommended that we get somewhere between 25 and 30 grams of fibre per day. And it is, look, it's based on individual needs. Some people need more, some people need less. It sort of just depends. All right, now we've got some examples of fibre-rich foods up here. Some of my favourites are things like oats and wheat bix are up the top there, 3 or 4 grams. And even things like your all-grain wheat flakes are really great, with 8 grams of dietary fibre for just half a cup, which is a lot. Then you've got some of your grains are particularly good. Quinoa is a great one to include. And did we talk about our seeds?
I forgot to put them in.
So things like chia seeds, a tablespoon of chia seeds is 6 grams of dietary fibre. So just a small amount, even if you had half of that sprinkled over your cereal, you're adding an extra 3 grams of fibre, which is great. The highest kind of fibre veggies are things like sweet potato, peas are really good for half a cup, and corns too. And with fruit, raspberries are amazing, 8 grams of dietary fibre in a cup. And I think blackberries are 9 grams. So that's like a third, close to a third of daily intake in, a cup of raspberries. An apple, banana, or orange is somewhere between 2 to 4 grams, and dried fruit about 2.
Is it still the same if you put them into a muffin or something? Like if you're putting them in?
Yes, yeah. But you're unlikely to have a full cup worth. Like in a muffin, you probably only get a few, 3 raspberries. It's not going to be significant enough, unless you've used like a whole grain flour and all other sorts of things. So this is just an example that Jo drew up based on some of the foods that she might eat in a day. And it literally only came to 13.8 grams of total fibre, even though you can see there's a hell of a lot of fruits and veggies in there. There's a few nuts and seeds and some whole wheat breads. Some of these things, like the serving sizes that we have them, it's really not enough. So you do need to kind of boost it up and deliberately add foods that have got extra fibre in it, like your nuts and seeds, like some extra fruits and vegetables, to really make sure that it's a complete.
And if you're interested in knowing your own fibre content calculated, there's tools online that you can use and put in.
Definitely. Yeah. So some high fibre sources, baked beans are fabulous. Just a small 200 gram tin with 6 grams of fibre. So if you put that on a slice or 2 of wholemeal based bread, you're easily going to get 10 grams of fibre in that meal. Lots of different salads and slices and recipes that you can come up with. Google, get Dr. Google out and have a look for high fibre recipe. There's plenty on the internet. Thank you. So, I hope you found it educational.
Thank you, Naomi. Thanks, everyone.
What time did it? It was great.